Okay, so Wendy has hotel rooms booked in OKC, San Antonio, and Boston. Let me just tell you, Wendy, you are ahead of the game. I would not even have been looking at this far in advance, but nonetheless, your reaction to this, that means no Detroit is booked. That means no New York hotel rooms are booked. Stephen A.
What are you asking me, Shay? I don't understand the question.
Well, it seems that he thinks these are the three teams that could potentially be in the finals. OKC, San Antonio.
I'm going to tell him that he has to add Denver to that list. He has to add, you have to add Cleveland because it's possible. And if you're going to add, well, first of all, you definitely got to put Detroit. Got to put Detroit on that list. Got to put Detroit before Cleveland. So you got to put Detroit there on that list. You got to put Denver on that list. If you want to put Cleveland on the outside looking in fine, I would still put the New York Knicks on there because maybe they'll luck up and somebody else will run into the Pistons ahead of them and they won't have to face the Pistons. Because I think the Knicks can beat anybody else in the Eastern Conference, just not Detroit. So I'd add Detroit, Denver, and New York to that list.
Perk? Uh-oh, can't hear Perk.
Perk, are you there?
It appears we can't hear Perk. So it looks like Stephen A. has eliminated the Cavaliers from the list. So the Knicks, the Pistons, and Denver he would add to the list. Wendy, go ahead, respond.
All right, well, first off, we got a big game in Detroit tonight, our all-access game. We got a whole bunch of folks there, so I'll just have you know, I have people giving me reports back on the hotels they're staying in Detroit tonight. I'm researching Detroit. Everywhere else, Stephen A., I'm cooling my jets on. Just want to see how it goes. You know, we're still in February. We'll see how it goes. But I think the Eastern Conference is wide open. You can make a case for any of those top four teams, and you can make a case against any of those top four teams. And the one thing that I know is going to change, like, I don't think Karl Towns is all of a sudden going to get consistent every single game by April. I don't know, you know, if the Cavs are going to be able to consistently get strong play from their big men by April. The one thing in the Eastern Conference that can change is Jason Tatum. And I'm not saying that to apply any pressure. But if Tatum comes back, that's a game changer.
Here's the part that we're missing. And listen, I play around and being facetious, stay home, because, I mean, I love the brother and I know he's a big-time player and all of this other stuff. But in all seriousness, we do have to remember, with Jason Tatum healthy, with Jaylen Brown in the lineup, they were about to get knocked out by the Knicks in the second round last year. Let's not forget that. So we're putting so much on Jason Tatum's return, knowing he's not going to be 100% when he returns, and not knowing how that's going to potentially compromise the Boston Celtics conference right now. You can't do that. Detroit has to come before Boston. That much I will say.
Perk, it does feel like, though, Boston's ceiling maybe is a little bit higher if Jason Tatum went or came back, right? You can't deny that. Perk's back now. Go ahead, Perk.
No, you're right. And look, Jason Tatum comes back, I'm going to switch my pick. But I need to see at least an appetizer of 10 games, right, and see what he looks like. I have no worries when it comes to him fitting the system. The system hasn't changed. They still get up and down, shoot a lot of threes, space the floor, and they go isolation ball. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown together, they are proven. But right now, Wendy, I agree with Stephen A. It's nowhere in hell you don't have reservations in Detroit. That is just crazy. They have a young superstar in Cade Cunningham. They have perimeter defense. They have interior defense. They have everything across the board. Now, can they match up? I don't want you to look at what the San Antonio Spurs did to them. I think Jay Will said this a couple of days ago on First Take. I'm with him. It's a large gap between, you know, the Western Conference and the title contenders there than the title contenders in the East. But I have no problem with the Knicks being off of this list. I do not like this Knicks team coached under Mike Brown. They don't have an identity defensively. They don't have any physicality. The one thing about Tom Thibodeau is that Tom Thibodeau had this team playing hard, and he brought the best out of Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns is the most important player on the New York Knicks. I love Karl Anthony Towns under Tom Thibodeau. I don't even really like him too much under Mike.
Last thing I'm going to say about this, Shay. A week from now, the Pistons will play the Cavs twice. We'll see who's healthy for the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell's not playing tonight. and they have a return game. They go to San Antonio next week. And I just said I'm researching Detroit hotels. So let's see. Let's see about next Friday.
Learn a lot about those teams in the meantime. Okay, we're going to leave this here. I agree with you on the Thibodeau thing. Wake up. Oh, I don't know what that is. There he is. Aaron Glenn's asleep. Wake up. Stephen A is about to tee off on the Steelers after they came in dead last in the latest NFLPA survey. What led to that? We'll talk about it next.
Yeah, main events, Jay Uso. You sitting right here, Us, watching ESPN. Hey, yo, don't forget Elimination Chamber this Saturday only.
Dealing with a little bit of
right.
an injury, still recovering from a rotator cuff. Do we have an update on the injury? Because you're not going to be able to do anything this weekend.
No, I will not be able to do anything this weekend, but we're getting close. I mean, look, I can move it around. It's not in a sling anymore. It's feeling good. You know, it was in October is when I got the surgery. So, you know, you look at the timeline. We're getting close. We're getting close. We're not all the way there, but we're getting close, guys.
Well, when you do officially return, and by the way, it's always good to see you, my brother, but when you do officially return, what wrestler do you want to face most?
Stephen A., that is a loaded question. There's a ton of guys that I'd like to get in the ring with, but the bottom line is whoever is holding on to my world heavyweight championship, because what you got to understand is I never lost that title. I was forced to give that title up due to injury. So I want my title back. Right now, CM Punk holding on to that title, but he's going into WrestleMania here very shortly. Actually, Elimination Chamber, since we're talking about it, he's got to get past Finn Balor. Finn Balor, a former Universal Champion. So Finn Balor could be taking that into WrestleMania. Either way, somebody's defending that title against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and whoever comes out of that, I want next, boys, because that title's mine. I never lost it.
Bring it on. His wife, Seth's wife, Becky Lynch, not injured, the greatest. She'll be facing AJ Lee in a singles title match this weekend. She's talking a little smack on social media as well. How excited are you to watch her and AJ finally compete one-on-one?
Well, the thing about this, guys, is we got to understand who she's going up against. AJ Lee, in her time, great. Divas champion, that was a long time ago. AJ Lee is having her first singles match, one-on-one competition in over a decade. And she is going in there against a woman who has made her name as the greatest of all time for that last decade, and that is the man, big-time Becky Lynch. I am looking forward to Becky Lynch proving to the entire world why she is the greatest, the one of one, the man. There's no doubt in my mind she walks out of Chicago still Intercontinental Champion. I mean, look at this. Look at this stud. You put her in there with anybody, she can take him out. AJ don't stand a chance. Not a chance, Stephen A. Nothing.
Listen. I'm picking Becky to win. I ain't gonna lie about that. I'm picking Becky to win.
My guy
Becky
gets
convinced me, but I mean, I like AJ's too as well. But let me get back to the men's for a second here, because the men's elimination chamber match is set. I want you to explain to our audience what excites you most about that, and what will you be looking out for?
The chamber matches are crazy, all right? So you look at the men's field right here. You got a lot of familiar names, right? You got a Jey Uso, you got a Randy Orton, you got a Cody Rhodes. But you got some unfamiliar names, too. You got a LA Knight, who's a fan favorite. You got a Javon Evans, who's bouncy. 21 years old, that kid is, and he's ready for the big time. And then you got a star in the making, Trick Williams. So you got a lot of young blood versus some new blood. I'm excited to see who wants it the most, because sometimes when you get these veterans, these guys who've been there before, they might take their foot off the gas just a little tiny bit. So I'm looking forward to seeing which one of these younger guys or these newer guys who haven't been in this spotlight, to see if they can handle the pressure and they can step up to get to the next level. It's going to be a good fight, Stephen A.
We are excited for Elimination Chamber. It's in Chicago. You know who else is a Chicago Bears fan? This guy here. Come on.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So we talked about this a little bit off air, because last week I came on this show. I said I didn't care if the Bears move out of Chicago and move Soldier Field to Indiana. Do I want that? Absolutely not. Do I love the views at Soldier Field? Yes. But where is your stance on where this stadium should land?
You know what? This might be a controversial opinion, but I'm going to agree with you. Because who cares? Who cares? Who cares?
Right.
They're still going to be the Chicago Bears. I don't care if they play in Hammond. I don't care if they play in Gary or Arlington Heights or wherever. If they leave the state of Illinois, it'll be a travesty on behalf of the state of Illinois that they can't keep the Bears in that state. Now, if they have to leave and go to Indiana and that's where they play, it doesn't matter. The Niners don't play in San
Let 'em
Francisco.
know.
The Jets, the Giants, they don't play in New York. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. The Cowboys, you mentioned it, they don't play in Dallas. They play in Arlington because that's a better site for a stadium. So let's get a good stadium that's not rinky-dink. The Bears have the smallest stadium in the NFL. Let's make some cash money, Stephen A. Let's go.
And it's
I want to have
hard to get out of.
I want to have WrestleMania.